Hello, it's Luke Mears from LukeReview.com again with another quick look at a Japanese 3DS demo. This time, as you can probably tell, I'm playing Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater 3D. And just right off the bat, can I just say that gun pointing out of the screen like that in 3D looks fantastic. In fact, first things first, I love this little loading screen there with Snake running on the spot. But anyway, first things first, the jungle in 3D is great. Just the way that you can see just then all those trees, as you pass them, they come into the foreground, obscuring your view slightly. It looks really great in 3D. I'm a big proponent of 3D at the moment. Love 3D gaming. Not so much into the 3D movies, but 3D gaming's fantastic. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, this looks pretty much identical to the PS2 original. In fact, I might even go a little bit further and say that it looks better. I'm just going to run through here. There's quite a lot of collectible items that are being, well, they're not exactly being protected, but they're right next to those crocodiles or alligators or whatever they are. And if you get too close, then they will whack you. So I'll just run straight past them and try to get through this as quickly as I can. Hopefully without being spotted, but there are no guarantees here because I'm not actually very good at this game. I did try playing Snake Eater on the PlayStation 2 when it first came out, but I found the camera really counterintuitive because it was quite high up and it was very difficult to see in front of you. But they changed that for I think it was the Subsistence Edition it was called, where they gave it a more over-the-shoulder viewpoint, making it a bit easier. Now here, what you can do, if you notice in the top right corner, there's the R button indicating that you can hold down the right trigger to look through the binoculars. And look here, look, stop looking, look, stop looking. Yeah. During cutscenes, doing this is quite beneficial because it can give you some insight into what you do next. Now, obviously this is all in Japanese, so I can skip this at the bottom here. There's a skip to the next part, or just hold down and fast forward. Basically what they're telling me is there are enemies there and I need to be careful. I just love that little snake running there. Anyway, let's see now. As you can see, the inventory is mapped to the touchscreen down here now. I think there's an enemy up here. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can, when you aim, by default it's in the third person perspective, but tapping here it shifts to first person. There's an auto aim feature as well, but I personally don't like using it because it's in third person and you don't really control when you hit them. Now I've just shot a guard with a stun dart there. That blue icon indicates that he's been hit. Now, if you shoot them in the head, if I remember right, if you shoot them up the arse as well, then it will knock them out straight away. Knock on wood. Oh yeah, he's passed out now. Now, when they actually pass out, there is a second blue icon letting you know that it's okay to progress. Now, one thing I neglected to mention actually is that the camera controls are on the face buttons. I'm not using the 3DS second analog stick slider pad. See, to aim your gun, much like the camera controls, it's mapped to the face buttons, so the A, B, X and Y button. And at first I didn't really like it, but I've grown used to it and it works quite well. You can get some quite precise shots. There we go. 2 shots in quick succession knock that guy out much quicker. Now, I think there's another one over there. Another guy, I should say, but let's see what this is. Yeah, there are lots of places you can hide from the enemies. There's lots of scope for some fun stealth action. Now, unfortunately, the camera quality is not amazing here, so you probably can't see that guard there because he's got some camouflage on. This Snake Eater game is really one of those portable games where the real benefit of it being portable is that you can kind of move it closer to your face to get a better view. Now you can pick up guards and hide them. It's not really necessary here, so just doing that shook some ammo out of him. Oh, and one thing I've completely neglected to do is the camouflage system. Probably because I skipped that cutscene a minute ago that explained it all. Now, you can wear all sorts of face paint, like black face paint there, and the woodland one, and they've each got their own kind of stealth rating. See, I'm going with the topless option there, which has got a stealth camouflage rating of 0. Obviously everyone will see you. Likewise, that if you wear all black in a jungle, you stand out too much. So you can see the tiger stripe. Yeah, that one is the best one for this environment, the best camouflage gear. And you can see on the touchscreen at the top near the centre, there's a percentage rating that's going up. That shows how camouflaged you are. And obviously, the higher that percentage is, the less likely guards are to see you. Now here, I've skipped a cutscene again, but there's scope for a nice little trap here, which might take a little while to set up, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Go down. It'll go down in a second. There we go. Right, now I've just got to slide down here and wait, because there are 2 guards on the bridge just over there. Now I can see them on my screen, but I'm not sure if you'll be able to see them. They're those sort of brown blobs in the distance. You can see them slowly coming closer. And the trick here is... Actually, no, I'm not going to spoil it. I'll just show you what the trick is when it happens. So it just requires a little bit of patience. Actually, while I'm just waiting here, it's worth noting how quiet this game is, because a lot of other games, they've got background music or, I don't know, just general background noise, whereas here the only thing you can hear are the buzzing of insects or the song of birds. Now those 2 guards have split up now. One of them's going to go back up the bridge, so I shot him as he was walking away. And the one that is continuing down the bridge, there we go, he spotted him. Here is my next trap now. I don't know if you can see that, but just above where I've knocked that guard out is a beehive. So if I shoot that down, he's walking over to it going, well, what the hell's this? Why has that fallen out of the sky? Because I shot it. And the bees have come out and they start attacking him, making him leave the area. Now, unfortunately, I was taking a little too long in shooting that beehive down because the other guard has been woken up. But let's see if I can shoot him through the trees. Just knock him down with a headshot. That's alright, I'll just come around this side and do it. No biggie. There we go. Got him. I've got to say, actually, I'll say this in a minute. This bit is potentially quite annoying. That little icon at the bottom indicates how level your 3DS is, and if you move one part, if you're leaning one way more than another, then it means you're more likely to fall off. So you have to try and keep your 3DS as level as possible and walk as slowly as you can across this bridge. And I've nearly fallen off there, but I stopped walking, which meant the risk was reduced. Anyway, as I was saying before, one of the things I find most striking about this actually is that it seems so much more immersive than the PlayStation 2 version of the game. I even unpacked my PS2 and gave Metal Gear 3 another spin, and I still found it sort of clunky and not a lot of fun. I mean, one of the big additions in this is the ability to crouch and walk at the same time, which, it sounds silly, but it really does improve the game. It makes it much more playable. I just skipped another cutscene then because we don't need to sit there being confused by listening to a language that none of us understand. Sorry for my ignorance. But they were telling us that we're close to our objective. It's inside of this ruined facility here. Let's take that guard out. Now, when I played this before, I kind of blindly walked straight into the facility and was ambushed and completely murdered. So this time I'll go around the outside, I think, and see what I can find around the back. Perhaps I can sneak up on them. And it's this kind of variety in gameplay, the tactical options open to you. That's something I really enjoy about this game, because you can potentially run and gun it. It's not advisable because you do die quite easily, but you can do it. But there's something to be had in taking your time and exploring and watching people. It's kind of voyeuristic in a way. Don't know if that says more about me than the game, but I quite enjoy that. But oh dear, yes, and climb back up by tapping up on the D-pad. Yes, there's something I quite enjoy here as well. You can get health items from shooting animals. Now, you're only shooting them with a tranquilizer gun, although it is a dose that is enough to knock out a man, so it's I've probably killed these birds by shooting them, but at least they died content. Let's see if I can drop down behind here. Yeah, there's a block or something, a bin, I don't know what it is, but let's have a look. Yeah, this time, snuck past them all, nobody's seen me. Now, let's just wait for him to pass out. And any second, there we go. Alright. See, one thing I'm curious to try, because I've not done this before. In previous Metal Gear games, you could hide enemies' bodies inside of lockers and boxes and stuff like that, so I think there's a locker. Yeah, there's some lockers over here. There they are. Let's see if I can put him in there. No, it doesn't like it. It's not immediately obvious how to do it, but well, anyway, let's progress. I think I'm at the end of the demo now. But overall, I really enjoyed this, surprisingly so, because I didn't like the PlayStation 2 version, but this is great fun, and I really look forward to playing it.